Well, good evening. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We're going to start tonight with our Pledge of Allegiance. So who will be my lucky 52? Mr. Goldstein.
Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready to begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. And now, next thing that we will do is we have a report out of closed session. Find my information. Okay. We have two reports, two settlements for claim number 15-16-3 on a motion by Mr. Trunke and a second by Dr. Powell and a vote of 4-0 and Mr. De La Cerda, who was still in transit. The motion passed. And on claim number 15-16-4 on a motion of Dr. Powell and a second of Mrs. Humick and a vote of 4-0 and 1, the motion settlement passed. All right. Can I have a motion to approve tonight's agenda, November 3rd, 2015? Motion by Mrs. Human. Second by Mr. De La Cerda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes with a 5-0 vote. Approve the minutes of the regular board meeting for the governing board for October 20th, 2015. May I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Trunke,
Second.
a second by Dr. Powell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes with a 5-0 vote. We have no recognition tonight, so we're on to board cabinet reports. Mr. De La Cerda.
I just want to thank everyone for turning out today with great attendance this evening. And I think today was election day, and it's just a really great reminder that we live in a country where we can exercise our right to vote. And I hope that every one of us took advantage of that today. And again, taught our youngsters that that's an important element to get to look forward to when they become of age. It does surprise me though when I do go in and ask poll workers how many have showed up so far, and when the attendance and you look down your list as you're signing and how dismal turnout continues to be. And in our community, we have to do a better job, and many of you that have been in this room before have heard me say that it's our responsibility, all of us, to make sure that people realize how important it is. Our freedom should not be taken for granted at all, and so hopefully, again, it's a lesson to be learned, and looking forward to continuing to be an advocate for better turnout for important positions and that really make major decisions. I want to thank our leadership for keeping us informed on the county's decision today, which we heard about in regards to consolidation, speaking about voter election, and that the county did respond to what we had requested for years ago. Thought was the best thing to do to consolidate our election to even year to allow more voter turnout. And so the supervisors did vote for that, and so that was a big win for for the policy of elections, and so we are certainly looking forward to having an election in 2016, and that was solidified today by the Board of Supervisors approving that today. So thanks again for keeping us informed as Dr. Lucid and Dr. Hamlin raced down to the County Board of Supervisors today to make sure that there were any questions that the supervisors had, that they'd be there. So thank you for doing that. I hope everyone had a great Halloween, and I know we won't see each other on next week's holiday off for some. Do we have any veterans in? If you're a veteran, if you don't mind, could you stand up? If you're a veteran or served in any service area, don't be shy. Thank you, sir.
Just one correction to what Paul said. It is still election day. You have just a little over a half an hour if you haven't voted yet to run out and go do that, and you can probably come back and catch the rest of the meeting. On the 28th, I attended the leadership committee for the comprehensive master plan, and just wanted to let everybody know that that's still a process that continues. It's very important for the future of the school district that we create as comprehensive and as accurate a plan as we can. And I want to thank all of the stakeholders, from our teachers, our parents, staff, for all of the hard work that's been put into this process so far. There's still more work to do. There was a cluster meeting last night. There are a couple more cluster meetings the rest of this week. Please feel free to participate and ask as many questions and bring any ideas that you have. Again, it's really important to our future. And other than that, nothing more to report.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'll make my report very brief, and I'll just reserve the rest of my report for the minutes. But I do want to express my gratitude to the Board of Supervisors for approving the consolidation of the evening elections, and especially my gratitude to Dr. Hamlin and Dr. Lucid for being there today and representing the district. And again, it's a major change for our district. I think we're going to see a lot of other districts moving in that same direction because they will have to move in that direction in the very near future. But again, I think it's just express my gratitude for the supervisors who make that decision for us. That's it.
I echo the sentiments of my colleagues here, and would also like to thank Dr. Lucid and Dr. Hamlin literally for running to downtown LA. We know that's no easy feat, so thank you very much. I have to tell you, I had a blast at your carnivals. I went to a few of the harvest carnivals and your fall carnivals, your families, your kids, your parent leader groups. How much fun. So please thank your teachers, your fellow teachers and your parents for all the hard work they did. I also continue to participate in the Measure EE meetings on the ed specs and the leadership and the cluster meetings. Please ask your site reps what's going on with your sites. If there's somebody there, I know I spoke to a few that said, well, we don't know what our site's looking at getting or what they're advocating for. If you have a question, either take a look at the website and look at the pieces there for you. Look at what's in the bond language versus what's on the wish list 6 years ago and 2 years ago. But if you don't know, please ask. Please ask any of us what's there, because we'd like you as well informed as well.
Thank you. I would first like to offer our congratulations to Susan Sullivan on her re-election to the LA County Committee on School District Organization from District 5, which is our district. And we appreciate everything she does for our district. I'd also like to give a big shout out to all of our students who will be participating in the final mile run on Sunday, November 8th as part of the Santa Clarita Marathon. And I know they have been training for months, and we are going to really tell them that we know that they can do what they need to do, and we want to applaud all of them. On the 21st, I attended the Emblem CVR meeting, and there were 2 residents from our city who showed up. I know a lot of people think that we need to do all that with boundaries and things, and we just hope the public turns out and looks at where the boundaries are. It's the first time I have not had the opportunity to vote in about 30 years, so it's kind of weird not being able to vote today. On the 22nd, I also did the city of Santa Clarita luncheon at the Hyatt and learned all about our city and everything they're doing. It's very exciting. I also attended the Santa Clarita Fall Festival. Mr. Corey, I have to say, he was a trooper. Instead of yelling, if all you principals take the kissing the pig, it was a lot easier than standing there for 2 hours and being pelleted with wet sponges. Might be something you need to think about. Also went to the Rosedale Boo Festival, and all the students and parents had a great time. And it was so nice that even some of our retired teachers were working in the booths for the kids. I just think that was wonderful. And of course, I have this thing about auctions, silent auctions and baskets. So if anybody wants to do a silent auction, I bid on just about everything. I hope everyone had a very safe and happy Halloween. And on to Thanksgiving now. There are only a couple of weeks. We've got to order all that stuff and start with it. And Dr. Stevens.
All right, just quickly, I'd like to thank John Baker, Lisa Lopez, the Emblem staff, and Emblem PTA for a wonderful fall festival. I got to attend as a mommy, so it's always nice to see my own children, reaping the benefits of our wonderful schools. So thank you very much. It was a wonderful event. And then we have finally gotten our newest addition to our site administrator team here at a board meeting. So I'd like to introduce Dr. Alina Vahuni, who is our assistant principal at Mountain View. So everyone can talk to
Thank you. I'd like to report back on 2 areas. The first one is we had a professional development day last Friday. And originally last spring, our staff development committee had requested that we take a look at a conference format and give teachers the opportunity to choose from a multiple variety of different training opportunities, both in the morning and the afternoon. And we were on schedule to do that, and in discussions with administrators and with the head of our STA leadership team, we were hearing more and more of the teachers' need to synthesize and take time to work with input that they've had over the last year. And so in short order, we changed the day up so that they had the opportunity to attend professional development sessions with our TOSAs or to attend professional development in the area of special ed as their needs analysis showed, or to choose to use the day instead of professional development for professional planning. And the feedback that we received on surveys was that it was a very helpful day for our teachers. The other area that I'd like to report on is, as you know, we have 13 different teacher committees that meet throughout the year in order to give input into all the areas of teacher life. And as we look at those 13 areas, it schedules out to about 111 hours a year. And in those 111 hours, either Dr. DeArmas or I meet with teacher representatives from each site, and each site gets to elect the members of those committees in order to give feedback to the district and to help us make plans for what teachers need. So at this time, just at the beginning of the year here, out of those 13 committees, we have 10 of the committees that have already met and worked on the plans for both this year and next year.
All right, thank you. Dr. Lewis?
Thank you very much. Is that on there? Okay, good. Thank you very much, and thank you all for coming this evening. We are really very pleased that the Board of Supervisors did see fit to consolidate our election, and that will be moving our elections to the 2016 November, and then back into the November 2018. So that will give us some good time to plan. It also will increase voter turnout, as well as consolidating the election will save a great deal of money for the district. Additionally, we have been working with taking a look at maps, and this evening we have the final hearing for our maps. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at them, they go over here on my left, your right. Additionally, we have been working with the Master Plan Committee and Measure EE in getting that all in line so that we can roll it out and make sure the things that need to happen for our classrooms and our schools do occur. We had our communications meeting last week, and we're continuing to move forward, and we're looking forward to bringing on someone that will be able to help with our communications. So with that, lots going on and very busy on all kinds of parts, but we know that there's a lot of work being done in the classrooms and at the individual school sites, and thank you all for doing that.
Thank you. And now we're on to Oh, all right.
She's been nice enough to cede first place to me this evening. My last day as a paraeducator for SUSD was a wonderful one. The staff at James Foster and parents in Miss Archuleta's TK class helped make it so. The thoughts and sentiments of my fellow coworkers and friends were also appreciated. I'm very thankful for my years spent with children and employees of Saugus Union School District, and will always hold them near to my heart. I was unable to participate in the second round of paraeducator interviews this afternoon in order to preside over our chapter meeting, but I'm looking very much forward to hearing soon that all of our open positions will be filled with who want to, that all positions are staffed appropriately with the paraeducators who want to be one-on-ones in general education, working with our students in our mild to moderate, moderate to severe, or in our regional autism program. Our special education population continues to grow, and we continue to need qualified individuals with a heart and passion for serving them. I'm very hopeful that this process will help us get the right people in the right place. CSEA continues in our efforts with Dr. Stevenson to work on our member issues when difficulties arise, making sure that all parties' concerns are addressed and handled. Negotiation continues. Seems like a never-ending story. Our CSEA members will continue to serve the students in our district, working to assure that their elementary education years are safe and informative, helping them to attain the tools that they need to achieve the goals of their life. Here's my quote for the night. I find that a great part of the information I have acquired was acquired by looking up something and finding something else along the way. Franklin P. Adams. Yesterday was my first full day of Grandma Nanny with Cameron Lee, and I loved it.
Thank you for all of the wonderful years of service you've given to our kids. And Ms. Rocha.
Now Saugus Teachers Association. Thank you, colleagues, for coming out tonight to stand as a unit. Trustees and cabinet, we have come out as a unit tonight so that you can see us, because many believe that you haven't been hearing us. We are very disappointed that you have denied our last proposal at the table, keeping us from closing out our contract from last year. This is the first time in many years that we haven't been able to reach an agreement and close our contract on time. What's even more concerning is the reason that you gave for denying the proposal. If you can't fund $30,000 to increase our pot of money for upper grade funds, how are you going to address the upcoming shortage of teachers that you will be facing in a few short years? Saugus Union School District comes in dead last compared to any other district locally when you look at benefit packages. Our teachers with families were just hit with a $2,000 annual increase for benefit costs. Some of our colleagues now have nearly 1/4 of their monthly salary going towards benefits. Your 3-year budget has not built in any financial compensation, even though we have had recent increases in funding from the state. Not only are you going to have the difficulty of recruiting new teachers with this type of budgeting, you are going to lose your current staff because they just can't afford to work in our district. We recently asked our membership if they would be interested in an early retirement package if one were offered. 106 members said that they would be interested. What does it say to you that a quarter of your certificated staff is wanting to leave our district? Our members are tired and stressed. We've had many changes over the past couple of years with the introduction of Common Core, and we just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. The district continues to add to our workload on a regular basis. Just this year, we have added new goal-setting forms, new report cards, new benchmarks, new universal password accounts, a new math series, new online SST system, a new writing pacing plan with new samples, accelerated reading, new PE pacing plans, and new PE logs to turn in. In addition to all of that new paperwork or new tasks, new workshops to attend, including technology, constructing meaning for ELL, and BBDI refresher or coaching courses have been added. And on top of all of that, sites want teachers to be out an additional 1 to 3 days to do site walkthroughs. While the reasoning behind the walkthroughs has been given to teachers, our members just do not find the value in them. Why are we spending so much money on something that the majority of our staff finds no value in? I'm certain the money could be put to better use. While we understand that professional development is necessary and appropriate at times, we have got to start prioritizing which of these new things is going to be our priority. I'm sure you've all heard the saying that when you juggle too many glass balls, you're bound to drop one of them. At some point, it seems like the district has started pushing quantity over quality. We just can't keep up and do it all with this many glass balls in the air. The feeling of micromanaging is becoming increasingly more evident at each site. We have administration dictating which page we're on, what should be included in the lesson plans that we write to drive our instruction, which assessments should be given to our students and when. At some point, this district lost the trust it had in their teachers and is now dictating what feels like every minute of our day. We are not robots. We are educated, caring professionals, and we know how to get our students to achieve. It doesn't look the same in every room because not every student is the same. Why does the district and certain site administrators feel the need to take away our input? So with representatives from each of our schools standing here tonight, we come to you as a unified message. Please work to build a financial compensation for your staff. Send a message to your teachers that you value all of us. Go back to trusting us. And please consider reworking your budget to compensate us and let us do what we do best. Teach our students. Thank you.
Good evening, trustees, cabinet, and guests. I'm Dr. Bone, the principal of James Foster Elementary School, and on behalf of SAA, I want to...
Sorry. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'll start all over again. Good evening, trustees, cabinet, and guests. On behalf of SAA, I want to share what our administrators have been doing. We attended a half-day training with Dennis Fox on increasing the use of research-based instructional strategies, and we are completing our field work. We have been meeting with teachers for their professional planning conferences. We are conducting observations and evaluations of our Probe 1 and Probe 2 teachers. We are finishing off our school plans, aligning them to LCAP goals and analyzing student data in order to create goals that will ensure student improvement, student and parent engagement, while making sure we have teacher and parent input. We are diligently writing our gold ribbon applications. As we look at each of our schools and what we do well, it has recentered us to focus on what is the most important, and that is student learning. This last Friday, we were given a gift, and that was the gift of time. We have adopted a growth mindset, and we have been going lickety-split with it.
Administrators shared how their Friday morning went, and it was much like mine. I brought bagels and coffee and pumpkin decorations to thank my staff for all their hard work. And I said to them, I don't know about you, but I am really tired and I'm a little overwhelmed, but I am extremely proud of you. I looked at my staff and told them that they have done everything I've asked them to do, and they've accomplished so much in such a short time. I asked them to talk with each other and share all the things we have done so far. After a few minutes, I asked them to share, and I wrote everything they said, and I would like to read that for you tonight. One teacher said, our TK and 6th grade buddies are doing PE rotations together so our TKs can learn new skills. Our 6th graders taught 1st graders typing club in the computer lab. Teachers are working together to plan ELD lessons. The 1st grade writing prompt was revamped and finished, and 1st grade teachers are very supportive of writing. The half-day plannings are bringing our team together, and we feel much stronger as a team. The dance program has been wonderful, and parents love coming to the last class to see what the students have been doing. Patriot Day was a great success and will become a tradition at Foster. Constitution Day was wonderful. 5th grade did an outstanding job. The PE program is in full swing, and teachers are using all the materials. A special ed service provider remarked, the teachers are really doing skill development, and it's wonderful for our kids. Great Leaps intervention is really helping to improve reading. TOSAs have been wonderful, helping in the computer lab and with lessons. Thank you, Social, for organizing potluck lunches, bowling, and inviting Classified. We feel very connected as a staff. PTA is doing an amazing job for our school. The festival last night was so much fun. Our special ed team is really supporting us in the classroom. The one-on-one aides come in the classroom when their students leave for the day, and they make sure that other RSP students are packed up with all the materials and assignments they need for homework. Our team started our RTI from the beginning of the school year, and we see such a difference. Our GATE students are videotaping and interviewing new teachers and students and sharing it with our parent community through YouTube clips. We can see differences with our campus supervisors in how they are treating students after having their training. Our upper grade resource teacher is so flexible and is really trying to support our students. She changed her schedule and is going to both schools every day instead of a half a week at each school. Our parent communication with PTA email blast and reminder apps that the teachers are using, Blackboard Connect phone calls are really keeping parents involved. One new teacher at our school remarked how character education is very strong and the kids show it. She shared that one of her resource students fell flat on his face in front of an older class. The teacher was so afraid that the students would laugh, but instead they rushed over and helped him up and checked to see that he was okay. I was very moved by all these comments, which was similar in the other schools as we shared at our administrators meeting. As my teachers worked throughout Friday, they stopped in to share ideas and plans with new enthusiasm. And so, thank you, Cabinet, for Friday.
Thank you, Dr. Fink. Do you have a representative in childcare? Not. Okay. Representative from Parent Teacher Association and organizations? How about school site councils? Which category are we working on tonight?
Good evening, trustees, cabinet, and guests. Thank you for your time. I'm Julie Olson from Helmer's Site Council, and now that our meetings have begun for the current school year, I look forward to providing you with the regular updates you came to know and love last year. Recently, Helmer's families have elected our newest yet returning member of the Site Council, Mike Wertz. Additionally, at our first meeting last month, we elected our officers as follows: Site Council Secretary Bruce Fox, Site Council Vice Chair Dean Morris, and Site Council Chair Julie Olson, yours truly. We are thrilled to continue working with the following teacher and staff members as well: Cheryl Ehrlich, Chrissy Bloor, Suzanne Dunn, and Tanya Hartman. And of course, we're also thrilled to be working with our newest administrators, Pete Bland and Vicki Kubasak. Congratulations and thank you to all of our Site Council members for a productive and engaging first meeting. More details to come at the next board meeting. Lastly, we'd like to extend our heartfelt congratulations and thanks to Lori Norman. Thank you for blessing our families with your compassionate service over your many years with us. You will definitely be missed. Thank you.
Before we go too much farther, Mrs. Olson, do you want to address
Sure,
this item?
be happy to.
Okay, so I have an advanced request to address the board on item 5, which is in your consent calendar, curriculum and instruction, BBDI, excuse me.
Thank you very much. As you know, I'm Julie Olson, and at this time I'd like to address you as a parent and also as a learning and development expert in the field for 23 years. I've raised this at the LCAP input meeting and hearing, at PAC, and in written and verbal communications with several of the trustees. And I thank you for your consideration and for beginning to ask important questions as of late. My request is simple and rooted in research and precedents statewide, nationally, and globally. That is simply mandating a single teaching method is harmful to learning. I call on you to enforce Board Policy 6011 by directing Cabinet to eliminate the mandate for the use of BBDI to introduce new concepts. Your policy states that staff shall have the flexibility to determine the best instructional methods to use in preparing students to meet the standards. The mandate is reflected in new and updated job descriptions, hiring decisions, the 2013 FICMAT report, in PD, district messaging, but is strangely absent from the LCAP plan as I raised to you in June. It negatively impacts our students who need differentiated instruction to reach the many different learning styles of our children. They won't be fully prepared for junior high if they can't engage in the widely accepted and research-based methods used by the Hart District. Investigative methods are proven successful and are well aligned with the new state standards. That's why they've been embraced by every other school district in the Valley and throughout the state. Mandating a single method in general contradicts the state standards on the teaching profession and most widely leveraged learning theories in academic and corporate settings. Of that, I can assure you. The BBDI mandate specifically contradicts key elements of the new standards that call for students to make sense of problems and persevere to solve them and to reason abstractly and critique the reasoning of others. At last year's Principal for a Day presentation, at which many of you attended because I saw you there myself, the presentation by an LA County Teacher of the Year where we were given a Common Core math activity and asked to make sense of it without being given the answers or having it modeled for us. Such an activity would not be permitted in our district due to the mandate, and that is unacceptable. Furthermore, the impact on our teachers is profound, and we have seen this clearly in the last 2 teacher surveys. The inflexible method takes far more time to plan for without yielding better results. The training, coaching, and learning walks take them out of the classroom many days of the school year, and on that point, this research we all know is very strong and very clear. Teacher absences have a profoundly negative impact on student achievement. It is time to hold Cabinet responsible to the board policy that promises to trust our teachers to choose the right methods for our students. Please let them teach and engage our students using all of the wonderful research-based methods available, not just one. While direct instruction is clearly appropriate for some lessons and students, it is not for all. And that's why the flexibility to use the many methods is essential to student success. Teachers, thank you for your professionalism and endurance through these challenging years, but especially for speaking up for the best interests of your students and colleagues. For my kid, I hope all of our voices will someday be heard and met with action. I believe that day is coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments, Mrs. Olson, and please, would you meet with Dr. Hamlin so you can further discuss some of the issues you brought up?
We have spoken.
I'm awesome. I know.
Well, I'd like to make sure then that if there is opportunity, that you do meet not just in meeting settings. I know that's not easy. That's important. And also that anyone here that has not just parents here that want to speak with Dr. Hammond know that she would be willing to sit down and or as she's offered to us many times as well, to go through classrooms and to explore, which I know for one, I will be doing that as well myself. Because I really want to know more about this as well. I think we're all going to do that.
All right, well, on now to, I see some people standing here.
Before everyone leaves though, this item here, I'm going to ask that it be pulled so we can further discuss if there are any other further questions about it particularly. So I don't know if there is going to be more comment or not, but was it, there's nothing on there agendized? I thought you said she was speaking towards an item.
Well,
So when she referenced her, Ms. Olson speaking, you mentioned something on
Just
consent.
the item is curriculum instruction, just
Oh,
just in
okay,
the.
I thought she was
Yes, that's all.
towards something particular.
so with further ado now, we will take a motion to accept the approval of the
So moved.
motion by Mr. De La Cerda,
Second.
second by Mr. Chunky. All those in favor say aye. 5-0. All right, now we're on to item 7, business service. Approved resolution. Oh, did we? Oh, did we? Okay, we are now going to hold a public hearing. It is 7:59. We will now convey a public hearing to receive public testimony concerning proposed trustee voting area plans associated with the district's transition to a by-trustee area election system. Is Mr. Here, is I here? Is he sorry? So we will first hear his report. Right here is just whatever you come.
Okay, you want to, Mike?
No.
Sure.
I'm not going to be saying a whole lot. So.
It's not everybody, but. We've gone through a fairly extensive process of
looking at lots of issues related to the trustee areas and coming up with a few alternative proposals which meet all of the legal requirements and meet all of the criteria that the both state and federal law.
Just a little bit, I think. He's got some feedback.
And we had 3 community meetings, which unfortunately weren't.
You're getting feedback from me.
I think it's too close to the receiver.
Oh, to that, all right, okay. Anyway, we have the four proposals that are there. I believe that there may be a report that has some information about the public comments that we got at those meetings. I think we had a relatively small turnout, but at this point I think that the board can discuss these maps to the extent necessary. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Do you have any requests to address the board?
No, we do not, I do not have any.
Does the board have any questions, or Mr. Lee, or anything else you'd like to?
No, we met with him.
Okay.
Mr. Lee, I know you attended the meetings, all of the meetings. Any other generalized questions that were common amongst parents or constituents that you had one-on-one discussions with? For the limited amount of folks that did show up, I know, but I did know you had a lot of one-on-one with several individuals.
Yeah, most of those conversations had to do with just general theoretical issues of what the purpose of the districts was, you know, how it will relate to what the schools are. There was a lot of questions about, since the proposals that we have 3 schools in each of the districts, I think that there was some concern that the idea was that those schools would be represented by those individuals, but not all the parents who go to those schools live in the same districts. And so I explained that the board still is responsible, the entire board is still responsible for all of the schools. These districts don't have any effect on the administration of the schools or the organization of education in any way. It's purely for the election of board members. And I think that was the primary conversation that we had. To my knowledge, there was no strong feeling that any of the maps were unreasonable in any way, or that any of them were greatly superior to the others.
I did provide the board with all of the different meetings that we have had in regards to the CDRA, as well as any comments that were made at those meetings. So you have those.
All right, well, thank you. And since we do not have any other issues to address the board, or anybody who verbally wants to address the board, we will then close this public session at 8:04.
We will bring the maps with a resolution back to the meeting on November the 17th, where the board then will have an opportunity to have some kind of conversation and discussion about the maps themselves and select a map that we will then begin the process of contacting the county and working through the county committee with the school district reorganization in order to have them agree with the map, and then it will be sent to the registrar.
So on the 17th, there's opportunity for more public input if there is any before we make our decision.
If there is any more public.
So far, we're looking at 3 comments.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, now we're on to board general functions.
Item B, approve resolution 2015-16, number 27, of the governing board of the Saugus Union School District authorizing quick claim fees. Do I have a motion? Motion by Dr. Powell.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Tronky.
And this is something, it's only in Saugus. In 1981, the then Saugus Board and the Sulphur Springs Board came to a mutual agreement that there would be a transfer of Valley View School to the Sulphur Springs School District. All the paperwork was completed, everything that needed to be done was done. When Sulphur Springs began their projects at their school site for their new measure, they were informed by the California State Department they couldn't locate the transfer documents. And so in order for them to continue the work that they were doing and come to a conclusion, they need to have a quit claim deed, so indeed that process is complete. So here we are in 2015 completing something that started in 1981.
Are there any questions?
Do we want it back?
I offered $1 is what they paid us for the facility, and I offered Dr. Kawaguchi $1. She said, no, thank you.
And since this is a resolution,
Yes, it would have. It is a resolution.
why don't we wait until after they finish rehabbing and then we'll talk?
Resolution, Mr. De La Cerda.
Aye.
Mr. Trunky.
Aye.
Dr. Powell.
Aye.
Mrs. Koscielny.
Aye.
I vote aye, 5 ayes, no noes, no abstentions, and the resolution passes.
All right, we do not have anything under 5, curriculum and instruction, or 6, human resources. So we will go on to 7, which is business services. Approve resolution 2015-16, number 25, designation of district representative and alternate representative for the Office of Public School Construction for authorizing to file state facilities applications for projects under SB 50 School Facilities Program. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Shrunk.
Second.
A second by Mr. De La Cerda. Any questions, gentlemen?
Joan, are you volunteering to do this, or are you?
In the absence of Victor not being here, if there happens to be something that needs to go to the OPSC.
So it would be Victor, or would it be the deputy?
At this point, it'd be Maggie or me. And once Victor is on board, then we'll bring it back and we'll have Victor's name.
Okay.
We just want to make sure we get things in and move along.
So, any other questions? This is a resolution.
Mr. De La Cerda. Mr.
Aye.
Trunky.
Aye.
Dr. Powell.
Aye.
Mrs. Koscielny.
Aye.
I vote aye, 5 ayes, no noes, no abstentions, and the resolution passes.
All right, now we're on to B. Approve resolution of the governing board of the Saugus Union School District declaring intention to reimburse expenditures from proceeds of the issued debt and securities. Community, sorry, that's right. Neither was I. Okay, I have a motion of Mrs. Humach. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. De La Cerda.
What this resolution will provide for, we are moving forward with the West Creek School in order to take care of the classroom expansion. So we are going to see some debt that we're going to have to pay between now and the time that the CFDs are sold. The CFDs are scheduled to be sold in January. We expect that we will expend somewhere between $257,000 between now and then. And this will allow, once we have the CFDs in place, for those expenditures then to come out of that CFD.
Do we have a start time on this one?
Not yet, we're waiting on the bids.
We have an
So the
official
bid
record?
package has gone out.
The bid packages have been out, have come back in, and we had some questions, and we're going back out with bids.
Kim, next time we have we must have an architectural rendering of it. Yeah, it'd be
I
nice
had
to see
anticipated
that.
bringing that for you, Cindy, with bids, but we did not have everything's sold this year. Yes, I know.
So the maximum principal amount to reimburse the original expenditures is $450,000?
Yes.
That's in section 2.
Yes.
And this permits the use of marked roofs, but it doesn't mean it has to be refunded to marked roofs, right?
It will be refunded, it will come out of that, it will be applied to that numbers.
It won't come out of our bottom art.
It's not out of measure E.
Right. I realize that.
This is a, Mr. De La Cerda,
Aye.
Mr. Trunky,
Aye.
Dr. Powell, Mrs. Kashani. Aye. I vote aye, 5 ayes, no noes, no abstentions, and the resolution passes. All right, we're on to listing of the future board meetings. And we will not need to have a recess, and we will not be going back to closed session. So would anybody motion?
Actually, you know, I do, we have 5 minutes or something, we can go to closed session. If you all are okay.
You want to go back to closed
That's
session?
right.
Then let's do it.
Recess at 8:13.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, all of you, for joining us
We're going to hit 3 in a row.
Thank you. I
Good, how you doing? Yeah, you know what? I had no, having no issues with WhatsApp last game. I really had no guessing watching until the last game. Did you manage to get it? I watched. I was rooting for the Royals because it's a Yankee thing. I don't like the Mets. I have no, I do not root for them. It's one or the other. But I didn't watch any of the games. And boy, that bonus you know what? Similarly parallel to the Met series where all of a sudden it's a Met who's isolated that right out of the gate and we saw guys and somebody shut down pitching runs. Their pitching is obviously very well. Like I said, it's like Yankee plus that first pitch. So you don't score right. You can't even talk. You're not even in the conversation when it's 3-0. You know, score a run in a wild card playoff. Good. Busy. Yeah. Well, that's not quite that.